Yeah, this is Tim Moore with Guard Digital Marketing. I got this video coming to you. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, but get my point across here. So I have the website pulled up, which we'll take a look at here in just a second. But I wanted to type in and go to a Google search page. What I've typed in is roofing Wichita, Kansas. Now, it looked like your office was in Wilson. You're kind of smack dab in the middle of Kansas there. And it kind of reading through your website looked like you're servicing the entire state. I wouldn't be quite sure. You'd have to go ahead and relay some information to me if not. Even so, this video will still have points that'll drive home to you, okay? So what I've typed in here is roofing Wichita, Kansas. So this is a service attached to a location. So it's a keyword with tons of buyer intent behind it, meaning somebody's looking for a roofing company within this area right here, right now. And these are the people you can capitalize on because they're using Google as a reference point. Now, we see a handful of companies running these ads. Really, three are the Google guaranteed ads. And these are definitely a great option, especially if you aren't ranking organically in a certain area, but you're wanting to produce yourself leads through that area. Definitely the best option right off the bat. Now, ranking organically is going to be your best option long term, okay? And you can do that two separate ways. One's through a business profile and one is through a website. Now, your business profile is really only going to be able to help you where your actual office is located at. So, not going to be able to talk about that too much. It might help you within a 5 to 10 mile radius of Wilson, but that's about it. And really, if there isn't that much search volume out in that area, then it's not really going to be that high ticket of an item to you for you to really harp on too much. Now, your website is a different story because your website you can have rank for any area that you would please or that you guys are trying to do work within. So if you're trying to service, most of the state, then you can target some of these areas that are going to have more search volume and where your website can actually have some effect for you. Okay. Now we see Rodin Roofing is going to be your top competitor for Wichita. They're on the first page three different ways: through a website, through a business profile, and through ads. So they're just trying to absolutely dominate this area. Now, if we come back over to your website, um, one thing that I see right off the bat is we don't have a ton of content on your homepage, okay? And typically, content is going to be absolutely king when it comes to ranking a website. So you have a little about us section, a little bit about the services, some interlinking between those, and that's about it. A slider up here as well, okay? Now, generally, you're going to want at least a bare minimum of 500 words of content. Somewhere between 500 and 1,000 seems like it's a decent sweet spot for this area, and with your, being construction and roofing. Now, what this content allows you to do is drive relevancy to your website through your content, but then also embed keywords within it as well. Okay, and you can embed keywords a lot of different ways, but content is going to be one of them. You can also do it through the actual page titles of your website. You can do it through the URLs after. You can tag them or embed them within the images on your website, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different ways, but you definitely don't want to overstuff those keywords either. So generally about every 150 words of content, you can have a keyword placed within there, okay? So definitely going to need some content optimization of your website without a doubt. And sometimes, as we can see with these photos, if they aren't the correct size, they're going to look kind of grainy. This one looks okay, but the others kind of look a little grainy, and that can kind of throw off somebody from wanting to stay in your website a little bit longer too. Now, this contact us section, you're definitely going to want some of these call to action buttons within your website because they're going to help convert people that come into your website to people that actually reach out to you. So definitely a great job there. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and use this paid program. It's going to give me this dashboard of numbers. Now we're going to take a look at two different companies, one that's ranking in Wichita and one that's ranking in Kansas City. Okay. Now what you're going to be able to see here is what different populations can do for search volume and the amount of leads that you can generate for yourself as well through your website. Now, right off the bat, we see this 0 and this 0.4 for your website. Now, this is a strength and trust rating that Google has for your website in particular, and it's ranked out of 100, so we know it's very low. But really, once you hit a benchmark of about 30 and above for each of these, that's Google telling us that, yes, you do have strength, and we do trust you quite a bit. Okay, but even so, we're still far from that benchmark. And you've only built out 2 backlinks, so this is definitely not going to help you when it comes to ranking your website. Now, backlinks, simply put, are any clickable text or image linking one website to another, and those are all held within these different referring domains, okay? Now, a referring domain is also crucial because you want it to be as authoritative as possible, meaning that the strength and trust that Google has with that referring domain is already high. So once you do have that backlink from them, it's going to help your ratings in return. We can also see this is why you need content optimization. You're only indexing for one keyword, okay? And that one keyword is not really going to be able to generate you much. Now, it is your company name, which is good that you are ranking for that or indexing for it. You aren't on the first page for it, so you're not getting much traffic. But it does look like it's a 40 search volume, so it is probably regarding your company as a whole. So why I say this isn't generally the best keyword to rank for, even though it is your company name, is if somebody already knows who you are and they're going to reach out to you anyways, you most likely already have them in your back pocket. So we want to target people who are using Google as a reference point to find a company, right? So if we go take a look at road and roofing, so this is going to be for your Wichita area, you can see the impact of this, right? So their strength and trust is getting there. It's starting to been built up with over 1,000 backlinks. They're also indexing for close to 2,000 keywords and bringing in over 1,000 traffic. They got some paid traffic as well, but I'm more interested in the organic. And if we click on their keywords, if it wants to load for me, we see they have a blog within their website, so they're getting some keywords that are indexing for their blog, and they're getting some traffic from that. But again, it's not really buyer intent, so it's not necessarily something we want or generally care about too much, but it is definitely a nice aspect. But you see these keywords here, right? Roofing companies, Wichita, roofing, Wichita. They got gutters, roofers, roofing contractors, roof repair, roofing contractor, Wichita in front of roofing contractor, so on and so forth. So we see the two main keywords here with the most volume are going to be roofing companies, Wichita, Kansas, and roofing, Wichita, Kansas. And we could probably also take Kansas out of here, and there's probably some more keywords involving that. Let's go ahead and see. Yes, so there is some higher volume without the Kansas section of that keyword as well. Wichita roofers, Wichita roofing, we can see. So let's just take this for instance. Roofing companies, Wichita, Kansas, 500 people search that per month. But road in his 7th position. Looked like they were a little bit higher than that, so maybe this needs to be updated. But even so, they're probably getting a bare minimum of about 30 traffic per month from this one keyword. Generally, you're going to see about 10%. So this is probably a few days behind, as we can see. So this isn't totally updated, but they're at least getting probably 10% of that. So anywhere from 30 to 50 of that search volume they're getting as traffic. And then from there, generally about 25 to 30% of that traffic is going to generate as a lead for your company, okay? So we can just see, let's just say from these 3 keywords, 4, since the first 4 are roofing, let's use these 4. We can see 33, 17, so right around 80 traffic from those, maybe even a little bit more since these are lagging behind a little bit. So if we took 25 or 30% of that, then we'd be looking at right at about 20 to 30 leads per month for Wichita, Kansas, okay, when it comes to roofing. And you'd have to go for a lot through these other keywords as well. But just keeping it kind of general like that, that's what he's probably expecting. Now, okay, so that's Wichita. Now, if we look at Kansas, okay, this is a whole different, or Kansas City, sorry, this is a whole different story, okay? The search volume is much higher all the way throughout. And this company is ranking anywhere from like 2 to 5 position all the way through, okay? This is Christian Brothers. This is the top competitor in Kansas City. But just take a look at the first one, right? 600 search volume, and he's generating over a third of that as traffic into his website. And if we take that 30% rule, that's about 70 leads just from this one keyword for roofing in Kansas City. So that's where you can see how different this can be for different areas as well within Kansas. So I hope this video is going to help you guys out one way or another. If you have any further questions or concerns or need me to elaborate on any of this info, go ahead and find my contact info down below in the email. Reach out to me any way through there. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.